Welcome to the Urban Cowgirl Show. Pairs, combination, riding, and lead line work. Again, but this time in the arena. And this time, again, we're riding Sadie, because last time when we were over in the pasture, Eve got kind of riled up. She had an experience with Sadie once a few months ago, and when Sadie started to move fast, Eve got not soft. So we're switching and we're riding Sadie. We're here in the arena. We opened it up. Sometimes we have it cut in half with portable panels that are linked together and have wheels, so it's easy to move back and forth. Now we have the portable panels up against the perimeter of the fence, out of the way. And we're going to just do a little bit of pairs work together to see how they behave with each other. And if you can pick up a jog without feeling that it's unsafe or riling anybody up, that would be good, because we're hypothesizing that there'll be no problem doing it with Sadie as the horse that's ridden and Eve as the horse that's required either by drive line or lead line to stay in pairs. Now both of them are essentially asleep right now, even though it's a cold day in Santa Cruz in the middle of spring. But with the help of Katie's arm extension, with the help of the lead line and the Monty Roberts Dooley halter, if we need it, if we need to use the leverage that you get across the nose on Eve, well, we think we can get practice in here where we're getting the right answer, the correct answer, and the horses are starting to understand that when they're together, they're to move together, to the right, to the left, back, forward, and speed, same speed. Then maybe we'll feel safer to go and harness them up again with our cross-check lines, with our jockey stick, and eventually connected to a forecart. It's a long time in the future, but that's our goal. Okay, I'll stay out of the way, but I'll be here in case there's trouble. And Katie has a mic on, and she'll tell us if she has any observations. We saw Dennis Reese doing this with two horses in an arena on RFD TV a few weeks ago, and that's what gave us the idea that yes, maybe we can teach them that the right answer is to stay together by combination riding, driving, lead lining. They're looking good together, mother and daughter. I'm trying to stay nearby, but not too close. Okay, now Eve is going too fast again, huh? Do you think she's riled? Not as bad as she was out in the pasture when she was the one being ridden. I haven't found any instructional DVDs or YouTube videos yet about step-by-step how to get two horses to move together. I've seen plenty of pairs of horses, very well trained, moving together, doing farming, doing logging, but never have I seen how they were trained to do it. So we're just winging it. We're just trying to use our logic, use our experience, asking Eve and her daughter Sadie to understand that the correct answer is to move in parallel together without getting riled up. And then, of course, eventually they'll be pulling something. Good, we're picking up a nice jog, seem to be staying together. Ooh, there's some speed. Whoa, that was maybe too big of a step. Do you need help? Yeah, okay. Whoa. Whoop. Let's see if we can get it on without some split ear bridle. Okay, let's see if we can get that ear in there. Got it. Okay. Let's see if we can quit on a good note. Let's get a note of resolution. I feel that we've made some baby steps. And I think this is a better combination, having Sadie being ridden. Yeah. They look good together. They look very good together. Look at that. Almost like parade horses. Uh-oh. Little bit of tension in Sadie's mouth. Can you kind of bump her down? It's hard to worry about all of this when you've got them together. Hard enough to get good flexion, lateral and vertical. When you've got one, what happens when you've got two? I kind of got in the pathway there, and it's kind of hard to control. It was my fault for being in the way. And I could go outside the gate, but stay outside the fence, but I want to be close by if there is a problem. I think this time I'll go out into the middle of the arena and not be between a horse and a fence. Sadie is showing a little bit of stress in her bridle, but nothing like a few minutes ago. They look good right now. Can you picture them in harness pulling a fork cart and a farm implement in pairs? That's what I keep trying to do. Seems to be improving, in my opinion. Do you agree?
Yeah, they're getting better. She's even starting to pick up a trot on the outside to keep up on her own now.
Now, the last logging program I saw on Rural Heritage last week, pairs of work horses, logging horses, were pulling very long logs between trees that were no more than 3 feet apart without any drive lines. They knew what their job was, and they did it. They couldn't even use mechanical equipment in this particular forest because the trees were too close together. As a matter of fact, some of the trees were so close together they could only use one horse to do the job because 2 horses couldn't fit between them. Good girls. Good girls. They're almost marching together. Oh, nice. Nice, girls. Very nice. Very nice, girls. Sadie is much softer at the bit right now. Very nice, girls. And Katie's doing a beautiful job. This is not an easy task. Oh, now Sadie's getting a little bit nervous again. Rigid, resistant. Good. Eve had to pick up a trot to stay with you, and it looks like you used a little bit of message with your arm extension on her hip. She trotted fast enough to catch up head on head, and then now they're marching together again. Very nice, girls. All three of you, very, very nice.
They're starting to relax about it a lot more. I can feel it in
Yeah,
their bodies.
we can see it. We can see it in their body language. So whenever you're ready to find your moment of resolution, it's up to you. We're not going to show you every session on film, but when we do film, we'll let you know how much we've practiced and what techniques seem to work best. Oh, they look gorgeous. Now Sadie has to pick up a little bit because she's on the outside. A little resistant again in her bridle, but she seems to settle down. There's good cadence. Good girls. Very nice girls. Good, except that Yeah, Eve throws her hip out, and when you said ho, Sadie started to become resistant at her mouth. But we think we're going to be able to get past those problems with repetition, and we hope to show you with every film improvement. And that's all for today. As is often the case, when we have something we want to work on, a plan, we would like to try it as a postscript today. And that is, why did Eve throw her hip out? And how are we going to explain to her that that's not the right thing to do when Katie asks for a hoe? Well, she's going to use her arm extension just before.
Walking them into a fence when I say ho too.
Okay, another way would be walking them into a fence, right? Either an arm extension tap or walk them into a fence. The hoe, that worked. That definitely worked. Very good. Good enough for a postscript, and we'll keep practicing. That's all. Some more pairs training here in our pasture.
I do.
But we're going to do something to start getting ready for the concept, the thought of actually using the jockey stick in the future. You see that there is a white nylon rope not tied, but connecting Sadie and Eve. Angela is going to walk along and try to simulate a jockey stick with it. Now, if they start separating, she's going to be able to let loose of one end of the rope, and it won't constrict them. It's that constriction feeling that can cause panic, and you want to make sure that it doesn't wrap around anybody's legs. Katie is riding Sadie. We had a good session with Sadie and Eve in my uncovered arena last time. At a slow pace, Sadie and Evie seem to be doing fine. When we pick up a jog, they get kind of excited, but we can handle them. Whether or not we can ever do this at a canter, I don't know. But let me tell you that the All-American Cowgirl Chicks on RFD TV, when you see them doing their trick pairs, riding and gymnastics and jumping in the arena, they've had many a fall before you actually see it. If you watch the show on RFD TV, you'll see how hard it is for them to teach their trick horses, to allow them to pair up together, to jump together, to move at a fast pace together, and to roam and ride. It's a fun program to watch. So it gives me confidence that the concern and the problems we're having to just do farming in pairs is nothing unusual. It's hard to get the horses to understand that they're to do it together when they're walking together, harnessed together, connected together with jockey sticks or butt ropes or simulated jockey sticks. So we haven't tried this ahead of time. We're going to show you today for a few minutes. We hope it will show you that Eve and her daughter Sadie are good about walking around in this large area. It's not completely flat, a little bit rolling, but this kind of ground is where we're going to be doing our farming in the future. So they're looking good. Body language wise, they're looking good. The weather is pretty good, although the wind's picking up a little bit. All right, so Katie, whenever you're ready, ask for your pairs traveling. And Angela, you see, is walking along on Sadie's side because we don't want Eve to join up with Angela. We want her to join up with Sadie. And if we can do it out in the open, then we're going to ask them to come down this corridor that's like a training corridor for us. You see, they are connected with that light nylon rope on their two breast collars. They probably feel the connection. Remember, a horse can feel a fly light upon its back. Try to picture that might be a jockey stick in the future. We've got the white arm extension in Katie's left hand if she needs it to remind Eve with a tap or visually that she's to stay parallel. And we're also going to work on getting them to stop and getting Eve not to pull her hip away. That is not an unusual problem. I saw that on All-American Cowgirl Chicks too. Boy, does this need concentration, neck reining, willingness. And that's why I'm doing it with mother and daughter. They hang out together a lot. Beautiful. Knock on wood, beautiful. Uh-oh. Okay. A problem? You see how my simulated jockey stick pulled out easily? Was that the noise across the street?
I don't think so. No, I don't.
Well?
It's hard to tell what that was.
but I think the string scared her even more.
Oh, she felt the string?
Yeah, I don't know.
We don't know. Okay, let's hope that we can go back.
Do you feel like the
To
string holds
pairs?
them together at all? Oh,
Traveling?
It's hard to tell something.
yeah, I know. We're not sure if the string is really even holding them together.
Oh, I know it's not holding them together, but I think they can feel the pressure of being connected. If you could put the string back on, if it happens again, okay, maybe we'll leave the string off. But it did exactly what I wanted it to do. If there was trouble, it was easily pulled out, did not constrict them, did not make them claustrophobic, and was not in any way a safety hazard. So we're putting the nylon, it's actually a nylon rope.
Well, let me move to the other side just because I can work this stick better in my
If
right
we
hand.
can't feel confident that we can use a jockey stick, I'm not sure how we can do farming. Every single
Quit it, Eve.
pairs traveling, the video that I watch has some sort of jockey stick in the front.
Quit it.
Are you zooming in on that so that it can be seen how we're threading it through the front of the breast collar? No hardware on it, no knots on it, so that it easily can pull out.
There's a cat. Step up.
A little bit of a tap, make Eve realize that she's supposed to stay parallel and close to Sadie. If you're feeling comfortable going down the corridor, let's try it. If not, next time.
Step up. Good girl, Eve. We'll turn left on the corridor now.
Nice.
This looks
Nice. Do you see how the arm extension is a cue? Stay close, hip over, shoulder over. You need to think about if one horse were to hit the panel, would the other horse get spooked? How do you get the same speed? Well, you have to apply pressure if they're going too fast with your reins or your drive line. They're coming around the corner here. One more time down the corridor if you feel safe to do it. Maybe turn the other direction when you come out of the corridor. See if we can get them to stop. I'm going to get an arm extension to try to be there to help remind Eve to keep her hip in.
Ready. Oh.
Oh, good, you did it. I don't need the arm extension. Okay, do you feel like we have done enough today?
I would want to keep practicing because that was only 5 or 10 minutes. Probably.
5 or 10 minutes. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. We didn't get to, we didn't stop when we might have. Let's just go ahead without the jockey stick simulator, come back into the corridor, get them to stop. Angela, if you could grab an arm extension in there in case we want to tap Eve, but we didn't need it a moment ago. You always want to stop on a good note.
Good girl.
At what point would I feel comfortable having a real jockey stick connected to these two horses? I don't know, because
Steady.
it's not so. Oh, nice. Very nice together. See, a real jockey stick would have to be connected with some sort of hardware. And even if it's a quick release, if the horses are parting their hips or whatever, it's hard to get in there to quickly release it. But okay, I feel that this is a good place to stop. If you want to try it one more time, I'm okay on it. When do you stop?
I would just want to keep practicing for longer. The camera doesn't necessarily need to be on. Not doing
Okay.
anything different, but
All right. Okay. Then we'll turn the camera off because we hope this is just repetition, but we'll leave it here in case we want to turn it back on for a postscript or to explain anything that might have happened. And that's all for today. All right, we turn the camera back on just to show you
easy.
that things seem to be going well. I trust Katie's judgment that a little more practice, even in today's session, would be beneficial.
Easy.
You know, we really don't have to pick up speed any more than this because farming horses aren't going to be jogging around or cantering around. So if we can just get them to pace together, one may have to jog to keep up with the other one, but the objective is not trick riding.
Easy.
The objective is not to rushing. Uh-oh, we're having a little bit of problem. Can you get it? Okay, Eve had to pick up a jog as she's on the outside.
Easy.
Notice the arm extension cueing on the outside of Eve by the rider that's on Sadie's back. A tool, an important tool. Here, a sharp turn. We hope that Eve won't run into the panels and get spooked because that probably would spook Sadie. Well, you know, we're just going to do a whole lot of this. It's the end of April. Summer is just around the corner. I don't know if we're going to be able to farm with this pair this year, but we may be able to be real comfortable doing pairs driving, and maybe even with our simulated four-cart. And that's all for today. See more at www.urbancowgirlchannel.com.